Hey friends, it's me, Erin, your friendly neighborhood energy alchemist with today's Schumann resonance report for Sunday, June the 2nd. All right, you guys, we are still in that stitching pattern, which is kind of good news because it's nice and calm energy. So for some people, stitching this energy or integrating the energy from last week can take a little while because we're making room in our energy system and all this sort of stuff. So integration can bring up all kinds of feelings. But the idea behind integration is that new energy we received last week is making its way into the bottom of your chakras and pushing up old energy to the surface to allow it to leave. This is not as intense as release energy, where it's just pure releasing all kinds of stuff. This tends to be a little bit smaller pieces of release as it comes to the surface, kind of bubbling up like the bubbles in a soft drink. And even though it can be uncomfortable when these emotions rise to the surface, it's important to acknowledge them when they do, because they're trying to leave your system. But everything is energy, and emotions are energy, or energy in motion is what they're meant to be. So allowing yourself to feel these emotions as they bubble up in your body and then acknowledge them. I am feeling sad, and allowing them to leave your system. I understand it's temporary, is how you let this energy go, these emotions go. This makes room in your chakra system for that new energy to kind of integrate and settle into your chakras, raising your overall vibration. Now, it takes time for this to work because you are raising your individual vibration on a small scale level up to reach the vibration of the new energy so that you can integrate it. And sometimes raising your own energy like this can produce a feeling of anxiety or nervousness because it's kind of mismatched. But you want to do your best to breathe your way through it. Remember that it's temporary and keep moving forward towards your destination, whatever that might look like. Because integration energy is when the fun stuff happens. That's when the ideas can come forward. That's when all the energy that you've been receiving is finally starting to integrate into your system. It's delicious. But I will say physically, it can make you a bit tired. It can make you a bit reactive sometimes as this old energy comes to the surface. So just mind your voice today. Make sure you're not biting off anybody's head, and you might have a few spicy words in there. Just pay attention. But overall, the energy for today is fairly calm moving forward, which is a good thing because I feel like we've been getting so much energy lately. Like, I could use a little bit of a calmness. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I do love that new energy, but it's nice to have the time to integrate it. And last week and the week before, we weren't really getting that. Every single morning we were getting this new energy. So now we have the time to actually integrate this. And it can take days for that to happen. And that's okay. That's a good thing. We just have calm in order to allow us to do that right now. And of course, everybody is affected differently by this energy. So try not to judge you or your judgment on how you're feeling, because it's not the way someone else is feeling. Everybody accepts or takes this energy differently, and it's open to everybody. So if you're open to receiving it, try not to get too in your head about talking yourself out of receiving it because you're saying, I'm not feeling anything. That's okay. Not everybody feels it profoundly. Doesn't mean you're not getting it. Relax. All right, you guys, and here's our cards for today. So when you are working towards a new paradigm or creating some kind of new world for yourself, it can be difficult because one of the first things that happens is we get very in our heads about it. We start picking apart what we want, why we want it, and start coming up with all the reasons why we think it'll never happen. And when you do that, when you get too in your head about your dreams, your desires, where you want to go, what you want to manifest, that doesn't have a whole lot of helpful solutions to for you. It's not very helpful. You get what I'm saying? But what that can do is it can produce a feeling of mental strife or anguish, like, how am I ever going to do this? Disbelief in self, all that sort of thing. So when you get too in your head and start to overanalyze things, especially things that you had never done before that are stretching your comfort zone, it's very easy to give you this feeling of mental strife. But you're being asked to continue to be heart-centered, to lead, to go where it feels good, to go where you feel nourished, to go where you feel seen and heard. This is how you move forward into that new paradigm, not allowing yourself to get too far in your head and talk yourself out of it. What this does is it gives you back your feeling of empowerment. And for a lot of us, that's a big piece of the puzzle that we're missing because we feel like everything's happening to us and not for us. But by recognizing that everything is working out in your favor and everything's always working in your direction, it helps give you back that feeling of empowerment. I'm driving the car. Things are manifesting the way I want them to happen. I'm moving towards my dreams and my desires. That's empowerment, and that helps change the course of the direction of where you're going. So before you give your power away, allow yourself to feel powerful. I'm in charge. I'm doing this. And you don't have to talk yourself out of it because someone else thinks it's impossible. It's not their dream. It's yours. And even though the sun is not out here today in Illinois, it is still going to be a beautiful day because it's going to be warm. The birds are singing. It kind of sounds like a tropical zone out here. So as you go through your day, make sure you take the time to remind yourself of what a beautiful day it is and all the wonderful things around you, even if it's just for a minute. Here, let's do it together. Take a nice big deep breath in. Release. And just remind yourself that today is a beautiful day, friends, and it's just waiting for you to come take advantage. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Do something for yourself today. Just one little thing.